So thank you for being here. Let's rub our hands together, stimulating 72,000 energy channels. Push away any devices and prepare yourself for the time that you have available to connect into a spiritual practice today, to connect into experiencing the undying nature of who you are, of who we are. Thumbs into the sternum, shoulders down away from the ears. And we tune in with our sacred invocational mantra. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. We're calling that undying nature forth to the forefront of our consciousness. And then we tune in with the Mangala Charan mantra, a mantra of protection, a mantra of surrender. Let's take a full deep breath in through the nose to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Guru Dev Namo. Guru Dev Namo. Arangure Name, Jugarangure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangure Name, Jugarangure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangure Name, Jugarangure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Take a full breath in through the nose. Suspend it, Rudlak, third eye. And exhale, release. Welcome everybody. Good morning. Happy to see you. I want to first read a quote to you to kind of set the stage for what I want to talk about. And it's a quote by the Dalai Lama. Let me find it. Okay. So the Dalai Lama released a quote yesterday about his opinion of the war in Ukraine. And he said, "I've been deeply saddened by the conflict in Ukraine. Our world has become so interdependent that violent conflict between two countries inevitably impacts the rest of the world. War is outdated. Nonviolence is the only way. We need to develop a sense of oneness, of humanity, by considering other human beings as brothers and sisters. This is how we build a more peaceful world. Problems and disagreements are best resolved through dialogue. Genuine peace comes about through mutual understanding and respect for each other's well-being. We must not lose hope. The 20th century was a century of war and bloodshed. The 21st century must be a century of dialogue. I pray that peace is swiftly restored in Ukraine. And the interesting thing is, he speaks from a consciousness of peace. He speaks from a consciousness of understanding. He speaks from a consciousness of harmony in the living world. But those who are creating this environment of war and this environment of conflict, they don't understand that consciousness. They haven't been able to access that state of consciousness. And, there are many different reasons for this inability to access what is our divine nature, right? Peaceful divine nature in harmony with each other and in harmony with the environment, right? Whether these leaders were raised in traumatic environments, which many of them were, right? But then also this consciousness, this desire for power. In many ways, the consciousness of war and the consciousness of conflict, they believe that they're doing the right thing. Their state of understanding of the world is that they need to either take power, achieve power, or power will be taken over them. So it's a dog eat dog type of world that these conflict consciousness leaders live in. They don't understand yet that peace is the only option, right? To sustainability, to living a harmonious life. Maybe for these people, the idea of living a harmonious life has never been accessed before, never even valued in the environment that they were raised. And now the interesting thing comes in with which is karma. And I learned a great deal about karma, more so than I ever thought would be possible when I came to become educated and continue to be educated in the science and technology of Vedic astrology. The birth chart that each person is assigned based on the placement and the day and the time of their birth indicates their karma. And so people are born into this world with a very distorted desire for power. And so we have to understand that there is nature at play in that too. That is hard to grasp. That is hard to understand. But within each person's chart, there is this potential to overcome karma, right? To move through the challenges that one has been given within their individualized chart. And so perhaps the people that are instituting this conflict, right? Perhaps that intention was given to them within their karmic blueprint. But there's also within each karmic blueprint this necessity to overcome, this necessity to evolve, this necessity to transcend. So the hope is, the prayer is that people with this very strong desire for power and for conflict and violence will overcome. And the best way that they can overcome is through experiencing a difference in the world around them. And that is where our work in evolving ourselves comes in. When we evolve ourselves, we then start to evolve as a community. And then the more people that start to evolve, the more they start to evolve as a larger community. And that impacts the collective consciousness. So these people with the war-centered mindsets become the minority, not the majority. And it is very easy for us to feel that we need to fight violence back with violence, right? To feel that the only way that we can meet them where they're at and beat them at their game is to meet them in the same game that they're playing. And that is also an outdated mindset. We have to evolve above the mindset of war and conflict. And the more of us that do that, the more that we can transcend beyond this. And this concept may not change this current set of circumstances. But I will say that the response globally to this, maybe not necessarily in action just yet, because politics always plays a larger role than it ever should, the compassion and the acknowledgement that this is not right and this is not sustainable is fully reflected globally. And I think that is a reflection of a evolving consciousness of the collective of humanity. So let's keep that work going, both individually in our own homes and within the communities that we impact and that we interact with. So let's start today with our Sufi circles. Hands are on the shins, eyes are drawn up to third eye center. And I posted that quote by the Dalai Lama on the 40-day group page yesterday. So if you're looking to find that, you will see that there, and I'm glad to email it to any of you that are interested.
Battery 30%. Connected to iPhone.
All right, let's warm up with a little Vayanti. Hands are on the shins, eyes drawn up to third eye center. I haven't heard this mantra in a while. Eyes drawn up, connecting to the breath. Stirring through the spine, awakening, activating that central channel. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold center and reverse the direction. Do this work, we start to observe and heal the desires for conflict and war within our own being. As we balance and heal those tendencies that affects our projection. And so we are less inclined toward war and conflict. And the more of us that do this, the more of us that change, transform, evolve. Let's take 4 in this direction. 3, 2, and 1. Hold center. Spinal flex forward and back, forward and back. Inhale and exhale. Draw those shoulder blades together as you open the heart, then round the shoulders forward as you exhale and dome the back. Eyes are at third eye. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift high to the crown of the head. Exhale, shoulders down away from the ears. Hands come onto the shoulders. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. Drawing that navel into the spine, feeling a beautiful release in the low back. Let's lift those hands off the shoulders, Gyan Mudra, index finger and thumb. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's go for 4, 3, Exhale, sweep from side to side. Nice long stretch. Charging the energy field around the body. Good. Stretch through the arms. Lengthen through the neck. Let's take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms high. Inhale. Exhale, hinge, bow forward, and come on to tabletop. Cat-cow. Moving that cerebral spinal fluid through the central channel of the spine. Let's take 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift chin and tail. Exhale, round, tuck and dome. Let's curl those toes under. Press up, downward dog. Pedal the feet, wag the tail. And then gently walk the feet to the hands. Let's slowly rise up. We're just going to take a little cross-body stretching, right? Massaging the internal organs. Reach the arms up. This is going to be very helpful for second chakra. Have a gentle bend in your knees. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lift. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reach the arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release. Gently come back seated. Now, there's a book I want to make reference to, shocker, right? There's a book called The Master Game. I highly recommend this book. I know I throw books at you guys all the time. This book gives an understanding of human consciousness, meaning the evolution of human consciousness. It's been said many times that we're here to play a game, right? The game of life. We're here to play out a drama. And the author, Robert D. Ropp, this is a book called The Master Game, Pathways to Higher Consciousness. He speaks about the games that we play at the level of consciousness that we are at. And he speaks about what he calls meta games. And he said that there is a, what's called the master game, right? The desire for awakening. Those who've, and this is the highest game to play. So I'll start with the lower games. He says the Moloch game. It's the lowest game of consciousness. The desire for glory or victory, right? This is the level of consciousness, the war-centered consciousness. There's no concern about human life or equality or balance or harmony. It's only power, glory, or glory and victory. right? It's called the Moloch game, he says. That's the game that's being played by Vladimir Putin at the moment, right? The lowest center of consciousness may be a very high powered person, but the drive is the lowest center, right? Then the second game he speaks about, he calls it the cock on the dunghill, this desire for fame, right? Higher than the desire for power and glory is the desire for fame, right? People seeking out fame in any way they can get it, right? We see that a lot on Instagram, social media. Then he says the game of the hog in the trough, the game for wealth, this desire to just accumulate and accumulate wealth, just a blind drive. Then there's the householder game, right? People who want to build a family, create a life and a household and a family and sustain that family and build a lineage, right? That's the householder game. Then there's the art game and the science game, right? All about knowledge and beauty and being of service to humanity in the form of those types of sciences. The religion game, right? Consider this desire for salvation. And higher than the religion game is the master game, which is the desire for awakening. And how cool that we are all here playing the highest game together, right? But we are filled in a world with all different types of people playing all various iterations of these games. And it's all perfect at one level, right? As Ram Dass would say, it's all perfect at one level. And at another level, it's completely tragic. So how do we find our balance in there? And that is manage thyself, right? Come to know thyself. So I highly recommend this book, The Master Game. I just wanted to add to that, speaking of war consciousness. All right, let's get going on this Kriya. I'd like to first start with some Sitali Pranayama. Let's take the hands in Gyan Mudra and we do that breathing through the rolled tongue. So take that tiny little taco rolled tongue. If you are unable to roll the tongue, just make a tiny O mouth with the tongue right behind the opening. And we breathe, inhale through the rolled tongue. Exhale through the nose. You'll find immediately this calms you, centers you, grounds you. Inhale through the nose and suspend the breath. Root lock, third eye. And exhale. When you're ready, come laying down onto your back. All right. Hands can come under the low back. All right. This is a fun little set to activate the abdomen. Okay, so working on low chakra, right? It's often any imbalance in the low chakra that prevents our ability for the consciousness to rise. So my hands support my low back, my legs lift up off the ground, and I scissor the legs one on top of the other. Head can remain on the ground, or if you'd like to activate the navel center a little bit more, and breath of fire. Discomfort. We just got 20 more seconds. Five, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale. Exhale, release and relax. Releasing some of that tension, releasing some of that stagnancy and blocked energy. We're going to do that same thing one more time. Feel free to keep the head on the ground or lift the head up. Feet come up off the ground. Breath of fire. Scissor the legs, one on top of the other. Breath of fire. More seconds, stay with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, and hold. Inhale. Exhale, release. Hands release out from under the hips. Let's draw those knees into the chest. Hands come behind the hinges of the knees. Just release the low back. Pull the knees in toward the chest. Rock from side to side. And then the knees come to tabletop. Same breath of fire. Hands are grounded or supporting the low back if you prefer. And we're going to piston the legs. So it's not a cycle, but it's not like this. It's straight on one parallel line. Okay? And we begin that breath of fire. Head could be lifted or head could be grounded. Here we go. Feel free to close the eyes, draw them up to third eye center. It's not necessary for the head to be raised, so if it's causing you discomfort, you can let it down. 20 more seconds. Five, four, three, two, and one. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Suspend the breath briefly. And exhale. Just remain here tucked in for a moment. We have one more round of those leg pistons. I'd like you to keep your eyes closed and really have an inward focused perspective. We're moving energy, we're clearing blocks, we're charging up our vitality. Let's bring those legs back to tabletop, palms come onto the floor or support low back, and let's go. Breath of fire. Seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, draw the knees into the chest. Suspend the breath, root lock, third eye. And exhale. Let's rock it up. Roll on the spine a few times. Rock up, seated cross-leg position. Last two parts of this Kriya set. We're taking all of that energy that we just released in the low body and we're directing it upward. All right, here we go. Take those arms up over the head. Let's interlace the hands, press the palms to the sky. Now shoulders down away from the ears, right? If you're tight in the shoulders, you can bend the elbows, right? But if you have that flexibility, I'd like you to really extend the arms and then drop the shoulders, long neck. Breath of fire, eyes at third eye. Strong third eye focus, directing all of that energy up. Maybe a little smile on your face. Find peace in your body, peace in your mind. Keep with it, 30 more seconds. Now inhale. Suspend the breath, root lock, third eye, press those palms to the sky. posture. Exhale. Inhale. Suspend. And as you exhale, just let the hands come down behind and touch opposite shoulders. Okay? So my right hand is touching my left shoulder, my left hand is touching my right shoulder, and my palms are gently pressing on the back of my neck, right at the place of the medulla oblongata. This is considered a very powerful energy center where cosmic energy is said to directly enter the body, right at that medulla oblongata. Try and keep your posture uplifted and begin our final part of the Kriya with breath of fire. Accept and allow some of the tension you may be feeling, just move through it. Keep that long neck. Through the chest, lengthen the spine, root lock, third eye. And exhale, release, hands, relax, palms face up. Our mantra of the week, Ek Onkar Sat Gur Prasad, and then we reverse it. Sat Gur Prasad Ek Onkar. Ek Onkar Sat Gur Prasad. Sat Gur Prasad Ek Onkar. It's said to be one of the most powerful mantras vibrationally. It churns negative into positive. And it's also a very strong mantra for manifestation, for materializing our desires, right? And so it is suggested to please pay very close attention to the quality of your thoughts after you chant this mantra throughout the day, right? If your thoughts turn negative and you start envisioning negative things, right, you're in a very creative space. So depending on your quality of mind, you can be very creative during that time frame after we chant this mantra. So I encourage you to really invoke a positive mindset today after we chant this mantra. The mantra again, Ek Onkar Sat Gur Prasad, Sat Gur Prasad Ek Onkar. There is one creator of all creation. Everything is a blessing of this creator. This realization comes through the Guru's grace. And I like to clarify what is meant by through Guru's grace, right? Sometimes people speak of things like Shaktipat, right? Guru's grace, a teacher giving spiritual awakening or spiritual power to a student. When they speak of Guru's grace in this context, it's the Guru from within, that evolutionary desire to know and evolve that lives within all of us. This realization that the creator is, we are all the creation of this one creator, all is a blessing, right? The good and the bad, we're in this drama being played out. And this awareness comes through this education of this inner divinity. All right? So hands in Gyan Mudra. This is also, this is a mantra sung by Jay Jagdish, and she tends to be very emotive. So feel free to bring your hands onto your hearts. Let's first listen to a few rounds of this mantra before we begin. Strong positivity with this mantra. Positive thoughts, high vibration.
Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar.
Now you know the melody, sing out stronger.
Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar.
Let's take two more full rounds.
Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad.
Sing with the heart.
Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. 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 Ek Onkar.
Take a full inhale and suspend the breath. Letting that mantra infuse itself.
Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad,
And exhale.
Satguru Prasad. Ek Onkar Satguru Prasad, Satguru Prasad. Ek Onkar Satguru
Gently come laying down onto your back. If it is true that we've lived many lifetimes and played various roles within these lifetimes, vacillating between victim and perpetrator, it's feasible to think that maybe there was one lifetime where we were initiators of war. How lucky we are to be now living in a lifetime where we see beyond that. An evolution has occurred for us through our lifetimes. And I don't say this to come into acceptance of this, right? There is a level of acceptance that we have to have, which is we cannot control what other people do necessarily. We can control ourselves, can change the manner in which we live and see the world. And to the degree that we can offer assistance and be a voice of experience, strength, and hope, and share our light, that is no small contribution. Allow your feet and thighs to turn out naturally. Palms face up. Shoulders down away from the ears. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins and rock from side to side. And roll onto one side into fetal position. Using your top hand to press yourself up, seated cross-leg position. And it's said during the time of the Aquarian age, which we are in the beginning of right now, this is a collective time of transformation of consciousness. And those who are primed to evolve lean into the transformation. Those who are infused with outdated consciousness, conflict, power, war-based consciousness, they will struggle to maintain a hold on that form of reality. And so polarization will occur very strong between those who are evolving and those who are refusing evolution. We are in a time of transformation, right? Moving towards something very beautiful. But just like as the lotus flower grows, it has to move up through the mud before it can see the light of day and express itself fully. Let's bring our hands to the heart center. Eyes are drawn up to the third eye. You get off these cards or I'll give you a smackadoodle. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin the long time sun. Inhale through the nose to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. 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 Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna, Hare Rama Krishna. Take a full breath in through the nose. Suspend it. And bring folded hands to third eye center, blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Sadnam Namaste. I laugh because I'm looking at the cards and I could reshuffle them, right? But it's not worth it. I think everything is perfect as it is. And for the record, even though I threaten her with smackadoodles all the time, I never actually give her a smackadoodle. It's just something we say. All right, so I'm just going to reach into this pile of cards and trust that it is exactly as it should be. And I will pull two of them. The first one is contentment. Don't exert yourself. No extra effort is needed at this point. Be content and let things happen naturally. Balance humility with confidence. Your attitude is reflected in the Taoist teaching. Soft is strong, great is low. And then the second card is for compassion. Thank you, honey, for messing up the cards. They're such wonderful cards. Compassion. All is well. Understand your present situation through unconditional love and forgiveness. Embody compassion and open your heart to kindness. You are safe. All right. Well, those are the cards for today, everyone. I will, if you're interested in me sending you a picture of them, I'm glad to do that. As a reminder, we've just started our 40-day journey yesterday. If you're inclined to join us, you may still jump into the journey. And there are 3 spots left on this retreat we have coming up for Memorial Day weekend in Joshua Tree. So feel free to check that out on the retreat section of my website. I'm going to end the video now, and stick around if you'd like to chat. Goodbye, video.